My name is Coralie Hykes. I live in San Francisco. I'm French. And I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia when I was 32, so back in 2013. And I was very new with the American uh, health insurance system. I was a bit scared at the beginning, but everyone was really nice with me, to uh, uh, make me feel, that everything was going to be okay. And I would say that, you know, uh, the most challenging part was uh, so the first 8 months, it was like heavy chemo, so I had to go to the hospital. The first time I was stuck 5 weeks. It was very hard because you can get out of the room, and you're just relying on people from the outside if you need anything. I uh, didn't wanted to stay in my gown all day long because I don't know. I felt like it was better for me to just wake up and dress and feel like trying to find a normality when I was stuck at the hospital. And so I would always have to ask someone to bring me clothes. Especially I was admitted by emergency, and I thought, like, you know, after they would do some blood works and stuff, I would go back home, but I never left the hospital for the next 5 weeks. So it was really unprepared. And um, yeah, like I felt like it challenging because, like, basically you rely mostly on the same people, so it's like your partner, or in my case it was my husband, and my sister. So it was always those two people. And i i I felt like, it was hard for them because they had to work, they had to do a lot of things, and they had to take care of me on top of that. And I felt like that was frustrating for me, because um like, same, like, you're stuck in a hospital for that long, and at some point you're just tired of, I mean, the food, their menu was really great, but it's just like 5 weeks of the same thing. It's you want something from the outside. And so I would ask them to bring me some food sometimes from outside, and then, like, your tastes are completely upside down because that's part of the side effects of the chemo. So everything seems way too salty, or just too plain, or it's really weird. So um I would ask them, like, specific things that I knew uh would taste good for me. But then, sometimes I would have to wait way longer than, if I was able to do things by myself, and so it's a bit frustrating because you just feel, like, stuck, and you can't do everything on your own. um and so that was one of the thing. And then I would say, at the time, besides the fatigue, the side effects was kind of okay for me. I was lucky. I didn't had that much nausea or things like that. I would say after the heavy chemos ended, which ended for like 8 months later, I had 2.5 years of chemo pills. And this is when I started to have more like mild side effects, but that, over 2.5 years start to really impact your overall well-being, like uh having most of the time your stomach is upset, your whole digestive system is very sensitive, basically. That was uh, the most challenging part for me, um, and the fatigue. So I felt like for, yeah, like almost 4 years, I I was very low energy, and I just had to rest a lot, and um I'm not usually like that slow. I love to do 10 times 10 things at a time. So that was that was a bit frustrating at some point, like not being feeling that I wasn't at my full potential. um and and just also feeling that everything in my life was sort of on hold, because I mean, I was lucky enough that I didn't had to work during my journey, because my husband could support me financially, and um that part, like was what helped me also feel good during this whole journey. It's feeling that I was supported in so many ways by my family, my friends, and my husband, who's been incredible. And feeling all this love and support, and it really, and being aware that I was lucky that I had that support, in so many ways, so that I only had to focus on me and my health. That was what really, I think, helped me get through this, um, with minimum impact, uh, uh, um, on life, like for sure. I think I think I was trying to stay in a positive mood the whole time, saying things could get worse for you, like even though things sucks right now, um like I felt like grateful for what I had, and like taking one day at a time. And when in 2017 they considered me cured, um, this is when I cried, actually. Uh, and this is when I realized that I was holding all those emotions, for so long, because um, that was that was when um, it really hit me at that time that, wow, I just went through all that. And so yeah, I think the most challenging part was that the side effects of the chemo on the body over time, and also, like, just like being stuck for a long time, not being able to go anywhere out of town, because you always have to be at the hospital every other day for a blood test or things like that, like it's like your life is just uh, uh, connected to your doctors and hospital, and that's it. So that's like uh, at the time I felt like I was going through a sort of marathon, where you have to just pace your energy, and being prepared mentally to get to the finish line. That was really the way I was experiencing the whole thing. For me, I read a lot of books at the time about people going through different, cancer experiences, and the way they were, using holistic medicines to help them, uh, you know, feel better. And I actually really, uh, I think the holistic part of uh, the treatment I had like natural supplements and acupuncture, and like to help me counterbalance the side effects, really helped me uh felt so much better than if I was just like taking it in and just feeling that that's it, that's just the way it is. So uh and this and I don't blame my oncologist, because like his specialty is to treat cancer with chemotherapy, and like regular medicine, if you have side effects like the stomach pain or things like that, they would just give you painkiller and to help with the symptoms, and that's it. But I felt like the holistic journey really helped me in a way that I I I didn't wanted to add more chemicals on top of the chemotherapy I was taking, because I'm like, okay, then it's gonna trigger some other side effects, and it's like a vicious cycle. So I was like really into try something more natural, and there's a lot of things that really help me feel better, gain more energy, being more focused, and I at some point, when I finished my heavy chemo, I felt like I had enough energy to go back to work. I was doing anyway, so yeah, I went back to work for a while, and it I was happy to just go back to something more normal. And I really feel like this natural treatment was making a huge difference for me. That, and also I would say what helped me too was to think ahead about what after the chemo would be for me, like because you're living in something that like you're just focused on yourself, and um uh feeling better. And then I just felt like I was worried that I would be kind of lost, once I would be out of the treatment. And uh, it just helped me to um, find, like a goal of something to do after uh, my treatment would be over. And uh, I definitely changed also my priorities in life, because at some point you're like, if you're dead, what's the point of this or that, and uh it, little things, but I used to be very annoyed when I was driving before by any little things, and now I like, I don't care. you know Little things like that. I completely change you know my my I don't want to spend too much energy being you know um angry for nothing, basically. I save it for really big things.